In a match against arguably the best informed team in Europe right now, Newcastle were in a battle. So from the Alexander Isak absence
How long do you expect him to be out for, and how much of a blow is that?
Yes, a big
to
blow.
the Lewis Hall masterclass, to the undeserved favour. As per, join us as we'll discuss the 5 things we learned in Liverpool 2 Newcastle United 0.
Let's go.
So starting off with the Alexander Isak absence.
Eddie, if we start with team news, obvious one, no Isak in your squad tonight. We're hearing it's a slight groin issue, is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, really disappointing that we lose Alex, but he's a player that we can't take any risks with. So came apparent in the day or so after the last game that he was just feeling something. So yeah, he misses out today.
How long do you expect him to be out for, and how much of a blow is that?
Yeah, it's a big blow because he's been so good for us this season. We don't know at the moment. We don't think it's serious at all. So that's in part of our minds is to try and keep him available for the following games we have.
Which allowed Callum Wilson to step in. Eddie Howe praised Wilson after the match, but I thought he looked rusty, as if age is catching up with him. He was caught offside frequently early on, missed a golden opportunity to equalise, struggled to hold up the ball, and didn't appear particularly mobile. Without Isak's pace, dribbling and cutting edge, Newcastle lacked the same offensive threat. Ultimately, Alexander Isak needs careful management, especially with the upcoming cup final. Then, the second lesson learned was about the undeserved favour. With a 6.3 match rating, Nick Pope didn't cover himself in glory once again. His dive for the first goal was almost comically slow. Before that goal, Newcastle wasn't playing badly, definitely not as catastrophic as in the first 10 minutes against City. However, that goal shifted the mood on the pitch dramatically. Pope looked jittery, flapped at a late cross, and almost allowed Liverpool to score a third. It seems he has never fully recovered mentally and possibly physically from his shoulder injury. He rarely goes full stretch on his injured side, and Dubravka must be frustrated, especially as he hasn't put a foot wrong. It appears that Howe's favoritism is overshadowing quality. In midfield, Bruno Guimaraes needs to offer more, both on and off the ball. At his best, he can do it all, but the Brazilian looked leggy and didn't impact the game as we know he can. He lost McAllister for Liverpool's second goal and was quiet throughout. He needs to improve significantly for the final after a few tepid displays. Then, Sandro Tonali struggled early on. His touch was off. He didn't get close enough to Szoboszlai for their first goal, and he lost the ball leading to their second. While his athleticism and touch stood out at times, he was well below his best in this match. As for Joe Willock, he remains inconsistent, capable of being a driving force one game and completely absent in the next. On a more positive note, Lewis Miley, coming off the bench, showed composure on the ball and athleticism. Similar to his cameo against Manchester City, he rarely gave the ball away and made important tackles to stop Liverpool's attacks. Regarding the same topic of substitutions, Harvey Barnes barely touched the ball, much like his cameo on Sunday. He needs to contribute more. However, Lewis Hall shined against arguably the world's most in-form attacker, Mo Salah. He matched him well, despite previous criticisms of his defending. Hall made several sharp tackles, read danger quickly, and stayed tight to the Egyptian. Having a 6.9 match rating, 3 clearances, 1 blocked shot, 7 tackles, 66 touches, 82% passing accuracy, 5 out of 6 accurate long balls, and 8 out of 11 ground duels won. In fact, he won the most tackles in the match. While he didn't have much joy going forward, it was an encouraging display from the 20-year-old.
Well, Lewis, very well played on an individual level. How would you sum up the team performance and the result?
Yeah, obviously not the result we wanted. We know it's an incredibly tough place to come against a team that's absolutely flying in the league and all the cup competitions, so we knew it was going to be really difficult. But yeah, we can be proud of our efforts. Everyone put in 100%. And yeah, we just got to dust ourselves down and go again on Sunday.
You kept their chances to a minimum. I guess they had 2 shots on goal really and they both went in, but at the other end, difficult to create too much against a team of their quality.
Yeah, definitely. I think we did have our chances of our own in the first half especially. I think if we put them away then the game changes. But yeah, I think when you play against a team like Liverpool, you know that when they get chances they're likely to put them away. So I think we've got to look at the goals and see what we can do better and analyse that and take that going forward.
I know against Manchester City a couple of weeks ago there was some criticism that maybe the team weren't aggressive enough, but do you feel that you were closer to those levels today?
Yeah, definitely. I think we definitely had our moments in the game where the momentum shifted a little bit towards our side. But I think that second goal really sort of damaged that a little bit and shifted it back over to them a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I think if we get that equaliser, then I think the game changes.
And did the reaction from the fans at the end when you went over to them, did that sort of show that they really saw what you were trying to do tonight?
Yeah, no, I hope so. I hope they can look at our performance today and see that every single player on the pitch, whether they came on or started the game, put in 100%. And that's what we're all about. And we know we've got the quality as well. And as long as we're putting in 100%, we know that the quality will shine through. But yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't enough today.
You've already alluded to it there, but the game on Sunday, how good is it to get one so quickly to sort of put this behind you now?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you've got another game coming up so quickly, it's good to sort of get that going as soon as possible. We'll train preparing for that game, and yeah, hopefully we can get the win.
And you're through to one cup final already. Do you have to see this one as another big opportunity to try and go far in the cup competition?
Yeah, for sure. I think every game that we've got till the end of the season is really important. We're obviously in one cup final, as you said, but we're looking to get to the final with another one as well. So yeah, obviously it's still quite early days in the competition, but we've got a home tie, so hopefully we can get the win there and get the fans on our side.
Overall, Newcastle managed only 3 shots, 0 on target, and were dominated in every metric. Eddie Howe also spoke after the match.
Eddie, how did you see that one? What did you make of the game?
I thought it was a very competitive game. Liverpool, obviously, a high-class team, very dangerous team in all phases, and I think compliment the lads sort of in one phase where defending counter-attacks, very, very difficult. They got such pace on transition. I thought we defended those moments really well. It was just really frustrating, the 2 actions for the goals, really. I think that's the most disappointing thing. I mean, very similar passes into the box, man unmarked, and they've scored relatively simple-looking goals. And they're very simple to stop from our perspective, so that's the frustrating thing. And then you look at us with the ball, and similar really around the box. I don't think we were particularly good tonight. Our final ball wasn't great, but in between the boxes I thought we were really competitive. The
first goal goes through 2 defenders' legs. The second goal sort of, it seemed to come when you were stretched, when the game was stretched for pretty much the first time. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, I'm not sure for the second goal. I think it's a careless giveaway from our perspective, and then I think we've done the hard bit. We've got everybody back, but we just haven't marked tight enough. And against quality players, if you give them time or space, even a yard, they'll punish you. And I think as simple as that from our viewpoint, which is something we'll try to fix, we'll work on. But in between that, I thought the lads gave their all. I thought it was a much improved display from our last away game at Manchester City. You know, with Manchester City, I don't think we performed in any metric. Today, I thought we were there mentally, physically, tactically. Just the little details, the 2 goals really killed us.
And of course, when you are trying to damage them at the other end, Alexander Isak missing is obviously a blow. He travelled. When did it become apparent that he couldn't play, and how much did you miss him? Yeah,
around lunchtime I sat down, had a long conversation with him, and of course he wanted to play, but he was just feeling his groin and didn't feel 100% fit, so we made the decision not to play him. I think it was the right call. He's too important to lose for any length of time by trying to force him to play. Disappointing to lose him, of course, because he's such a standout player for us. So then it meant for a tactical reshuffle. We brought Callum in, obviously, and changed system. Thought the lads delivered the system really well. Very pleased with that. We've got real adaptability now. I think we've got various ways of playing, and it's good to have those cards up our sleeve.
And that adaptability was shown when you made a quadruple substitution midway through the second half. What was the thinking there, and how well do you think it did work?
Fresh legs. You know, we're in a busy period with a lot of games, and I think we need to share the load. And give opportunities to other players as well. And I'm not sure it was our best period of the game when we made the subs. I was a little bit disappointed with the last 20 minutes, half an hour. I thought Louis Miley did well and Kieran Trippier did well. But yeah, I thought we lost a little bit of control in that last phase.
You've made no secret of how important cup competitions are to you, though, and you've got another one on Sunday. I mean, how big an opportunity do you see that as to try and get far in another cup competition?
Yeah, it's a massive game for us because we want to continue with the good cup work that we've done this year. I think the FA Cup is a special competition, as we know. We're, I think, 2 wins away from Wembley, which would be a brilliant thing to experience again. So every focus will now go to that game, and we've got to prepare right.
But with the league, still an awful lot to play for as well, despite tonight's result.
Yeah, I think so. I think that when you look at the 2 away games we've had, you won't get harder in the Premier League. Manchester City and Liverpool in quick succession. Hopefully we've learnt a great deal from those 2 games, and we'll take that into the rest of the season. But we know we have big games to come, and on all fronts, an exciting period for us.
And then finally, if you would want to know the insane rise of Lewis Hall, click the video link on screen now.